In this video, you're going to receive a guide for curriculum mapping in eLumen. By the end of this video, you should be able to do the following. Access the eLumen website for Merced College, navigate to the curriculum mapping section within that website, and then the really two primary purposes that we're looking at here is mapping your course outcomes to your program outcomes, and also mapping the general education outcomes to your program outcomes. So our first step to access the eLumen website, you can go to the Merced College website and click on the faculty and staff link at the top there. And then if we go down and scroll down, we can see there is a link for eLumen, and you can search your course and program outlines and also get access to the website. So we click on that and we go ahead and log in using our normal kind of password for logging into Merced College for your email, and you will get access to a whole variety of different things on the eLumen website now. Once you're inside the eLumen website, you want to make sure that you select your role in here, and so you would want to come in as faculty, and you can also select the area where you're going to be doing your curriculum mapping, and you can see this is divided up by area with the program names listed here. I'm going to go ahead and keep it in Data Steward because one of the ways that eLumen has implemented this process for curriculum mapping is only designated people and the faculty leads can get access to the curriculum mapping part of the eLumen website. So we go in here and you want to make sure that you click on SLOs and assessments, and that would give you access to the different programs that you have available. Now that you're within eLumen, you can go into the curriculum mapping part of the software. And so what we can see on this web page is there's a variety of different things listed here at the very beginning. But what we want to do is to make sure that you actually select the proper program. And so I'm going to use the biology program over here. And if we come in, you can see that there's nothing listed in here right now. There is starting to appear courses with their student learning outcomes listed along this first row right here. And if we come in and we select our program right here, what you can see is there's a variety of different degrees that are associated with the biology program here. And so click on the first one on this one, and what you'll see is now that table has moved around a little bit, and the program outcomes that are associated with our biology degree are going to be listed along the top here, and then your courses are listed along the side over here. And one aspect of the course list is this is going to list the core courses for the program. So this will include both courses that are included in that discipline, along with some of the other courses that are required for students to get that degree or certificate. So here you can see we have some chemistry that is included, along with some math, and at the very bottom there are some physics courses that students are required to take in order to earn a biology degree. And so we want to make sure again that you go through this list of all these ones and do the mapping for your programs there. And the mapping process itself is really easy. You just come into the individual boxes right here and click on it, and it should get highlighted in green and put a little check mark in there. And that indicates that this particular course outcome right here is mapping to the program outcome. I'm going to erase that one. So you can see that when you do an assessment of this particular course outcome, we can use that to look at how the students are doing in that program. And if we look at this, we can see that there are a couple courses here where students are picking up this particular program outcome. So both of these can be used to examine how the students are doing at achieving this program outcome. And remember, when we're looking at programs, we're looking at the knowledge, skills, and abilities that your students should have picked up in order to earn that degree. One of the other functions of using this curriculum mapping is to look at our general education courses. And if you remember, general education courses expose the students to areas of study outside their designated major, and they must complete them in order to transfer to a CSU or a UC. And in the GE courses, this is where students develop essential knowledge and skills that will affect their public and personal lives. And hopefully they will develop some of these skills that can be transferable if they do go on to pursue further degrees there. And more information can be found about the GE program on the Merced College website. And really what we want to take a look at here is to go into our curriculum mapping process again. And now, rather than going over here to the program window, we're going to take a look at what we can see. And you can see, I'll pull up the biology one again. And we go over to this pull-down menu, and we go in here and we look for the core ISLOs. Our institutional student learning outcomes are the general education program outcomes that we're using. And some of the things that appear in this pull-down window might change over the future. So if we click on our institutional SLOs, you will notice that we still have the courses that are associated with that degree in the program over here. But now along the top, we've got a slightly different setup for our outcomes for the program. These are the GE program outcomes, or the institutional student learning outcomes that Merced College is using to evaluate its general education program as a whole. And really, when we look at this, we can see that there are a variety of different kinds of outcomes listed along the top here. And what we look at is, can the students, when they do get their degree, they should be able to do all of these kinds of skills that, like I said, can apply to their transfer degrees and also affect their personal lives here. And so just briefly, you can see we've got cognition, communication, computation, global and community consciousness and responsibility, and also this lifelong learning outcome for our GE program. And one mistake that people often make when they are doing mapping of a GE program is they want to map every single course outcome that is listed along that first row over here with every single one of our GE program outcomes. And while I do appreciate the enthusiasm that some people have, you really have to consider whether or not there is an assignment or a task that is already being assessed in the normal course that actually does apply to our GE program knowledge or skills or ability that come out of that. And you really have to consider whether or not you can come up with a way to measure your student success at achieving these GE skills. And the process for mapping your GE program outcomes are very similar to what we saw for the other one. Click on the individual boxes, and that will give you the ability to indicate that this particular course outcome is going to be used to measure this particular GE outcome. And if you have any questions about this process or want some further knowledge, please don't hesitate to contact your CAT or the coordinators for instruction, Valerie Albano or Edward Modafferi. And hopefully you have learned a little bit about curriculum mapping in eLumen.